Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a fabulous week. Today I'm going to be talking about my August sewing plans. I have some new vintage fabrics, some patterns and some works in progress to show you. My first planned make for August is for this lovely fabric that you may have seen here on the channel before, because I have made a dress in this, a blouse in this, and I shall add the card. I absolutely love this fabric. That one was a Pima cotton and this one is more of a brushed cotton poplin, forgot the word. It's ever so pretty, very vintagey looking. And what I wanted to do with this was make another of my Calypso skirts. This is available as a PDF on my pattern. It's a very simple tiered skirt. This version has an elasticated waist, which is great for pulling on and off very easily should you need to. But I actually want to do a proper waistband on this. And then I can wear this with the blouse and it would look like a one piece. And I think that's quite a nice idea when you make a top and a bottom in the same fabric and then you wear them together and you look like you're wearing maybe a jumpsuit or a dress, but then you can wear them separately, so you get quite a lot of bang for your buck in your wardrobe. So separates that look like not separates. That doesn't sound as good out loud as it did in my head. So that's my first planned make. The next thing that I want to make is out of this really beautiful 1940s Chartres. It's coming out a little bit paler than it is in actuality. Chartres rayon, cold rayon from the 40s, I presume, with really pretty little sprays of pink flowers and tiny blue flowers. It's ever so gorgeous. It's not really a colour I wear, but because it's from the 40s I feel I have to. There's a couple of meters there, and I recently got this Simplicity 8736. My dyscalculia is kicking in and I love all of the versions. I am hoping that I would have enough for version A, or I think actually version D. I really like those sleeves actually, and there isn't much of this fabric, so we'll have to see. But that's my next one that I want to make, and I have a feeling that I will be making many of these. It's such a lovely pattern. Next up is another vintage fabric. This one is from the 1950s. It's that sort of watercolour, hazy floral on a cotton sateen that you got so much in the 1950s. Really beautiful colours. There's a couple of meters. I don't actually have specific plans for this. There's enough to make basically a sort of wiggle dress of some kind, as long as it's a fairly simple one. So whether I draft my own or I use maybe one of the Gertie patterns that I have and adapt it, I'm not entirely sure, but I really love this. And this is actually a little bit more of an autumnal fabric. Maybe I should have saved it for autumn sewing plans, but I loved it so much I just wanted to show you. Another vintage fabric now, and that is this glorious, again, I'm assuming that this is either, I mean it looks very Cath Kidston to me, so I don't know if it's a sort of a reproduction rayon that was used. It would be interesting to find out, because it's quite wide and normally vintage fabrics you don't get on that sort of 150 centimetre width, but still very vintage, very beautiful. I'm actually sharing this with my beautiful friend Hula Hannah, who I work with a lot. So I'm going to just have a couple of meters of it. I think there's about 6 meters here, and she's having the rest for her label. I haven't chosen the pattern for that, I should say. I think it may well be, I was thinking actually about this one, which is my 40s bondage dress, which I did the pattern for over on my journal on my website, and then I did the sew along here on YouTube, which I will add a card, a link, whatever, if you want to have a little look and see if you want to make it. So I was thinking about that, but actually I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to have a little look through Pinterest land to see if there's something that catches my eye. And then I also bought, when I bought that other Simplicity pattern, there was a sale on, and I bought this one too, the 8645, these lovely summer tops. I have vintage fabric from a previous haul, which again, cards and links, and I fully intended to make it. However, on the back, if it's going to see, you see it's backless. Now I can't really do backless things because I am in need of a lot of rigging to stay buoyant, and I would need some kind of scaffolding, underpinning, lingerie, a bra that would work with this, because I really couldn't, I don't think it would work if I go braless. So that just led me all down a bit of a rabbit hole about lingerie and bras, and I was trying to order something online. Every time I get fitted, even though I'm fitted by a professional, no bras seem to particularly work for me. So in my resolutions, way back at the start of this year, I did talk about wanting to make lingerie because I have all these wedding dress samples that I want to repurpose. So I decided to just jump in and give it a go, and it's been a revelation. So I found a YouTuber called Liz Sews, and I'll link her. She does sew other things, but mainly she seems to sew lingerie and bras in particular, and I just have found her channel to be so inspiring and interesting, and because of that I have ordered, it's a little bit shiny because it's in this packet, the classic bra by Pinup Girls. It's an American company, but I got this from a site called Fit to Sew, which I'll link for you, and it shows you how to take your measurements, and it's not the way that you think you should take your measurements, but it's painless. And I'm going to just make up this one. First of all, you can do this with a wire or no wire, and I've seen stuff on Pinterest. I sort of, honestly, literally 2 whole days spent immersed in YouTube videos and Pinterest land all about making bras, and so I'm about to order the stuff to work on the toiles and get the fit right, and I think that I could make this look quite vintage. You can turn it into a long line bra and all sorts, so I'm really excited about that because it's a bit of a new skill, and it's actually nice to learn something new. And then in that same video way back when, my sewing resolutions and my make 9, all of that, I mentioned this Olulu pattern to make these vintage inspired high waist knickers, the Betty high waist panties. So I ordered also from Fit to Sew, there's the label there, this stretch spotted tulle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of the sides in this, and then the panels in silks or bits of Liberty print, or, you know, whatever takes my fancy really. And I also got that fabric in black as well. So I'm really excited about that. I just wanted to share a couple of works in progress with you. A knitting in progress, or a kit, if you will, which I am doing for this Stitching Time Volume 2 by Susan Crawford. My lovely friend Estelle gave me this book, and I am making this jumper, really gorgeous, and I'm making it in black, of course, with different shades of pink stripes. So this will look like this, and then there will be bows. I'm quite a long way up on the back. This is going to be the front, and I'm knitting it in Sirdar Country Classic 4-ply, which is here, which is actually really lovely to knit. It's a wool acrylic blend, which I try not to use acrylics and so on where I can, but this was available in Jacob's Haberdashery, which is my favourite place to buy knitting supplies. And my final work in progress is the Bellati dress, and I showed you this vintage fabric a couple of weeks ago now, I think, and I've made up the skirt as well, and this is as far as I've got on the bodice. I didn't have enough to do these sleeves, so I'm going to put like a little flutter ruffle sleeve on. Hopefully I've got enough fabric to do that, so looking forward to getting this done. It doesn't look that spectacular at the moment, but it will look gorgeous when it's done. So that's it for my August sewing plans and my works in progress. If you haven't already subscribed and sewing vintage inspired and DIY style is your cup of tea, then please do. I would love to share all my sewing adventures with you. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and that wherever you are, you're keeping safe and well. And remember, we can all help make this world a better place, just one stitch at a time. I shall see you soon, my lovelies. Bye!